Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another NDA podcast. I'm Gronk, joined by my co-host, Kevin Wex. We got a juicy one today. Today, we're going to be covering a bunch of things, such as Week 1. We have some matchups that we want to go over. Week 2, we got more matchups that we want to talk about. And Week 3, we want to preview some games that haven't been played yet, and some games that have been played, and we're going to talk about them. We'll talk about all of that and more. So thank you guys for joining me. Welcome.
Yeah, it's been a while. We've all been pretty busy, hence why we used to get podcasts out there every week, or we would try to anyway. But it's been a bit hectic over the last couple of weeks. So hopefully we cover a lot of what went on since we last recorded. So I'm excited to get into it. It's been a minute. It feels good.
And probably won't get anything. Well, you might get something next week. Depends. I'm going to Liverpool, so
true.
Shout out Swamp. Shout out Phoenix. Shout out anyone else is going. I don't know.
Is Phoenix going?
I can't remember if he said he was or not. But I know Swamp is going. I think Phoenix might have missed it. I don't know. I can't remember actually. I'll check later. But yeah. Been an exciting few weeks. Not been the greatest start of the seasons for all of us, but we'll get into it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's been tough. Playing with open team sheets for like competitive stuff has been like pretty good, I think. And then when you take it to draft league, where open team sheets would kind of ruin the fun, it's not easy. It is not easy. It's like playing a whole different format. So, but that's the fun of draft league. At the end of the day, I'm not like too worried about how I finish. I do want to put in good performances week in and week out, but like obviously it's just like. It's difficult and it's different, so.
Yeah, for sure. But without further ado, I think we should get right into the first matchup that we want to talk about, which was Mac versus Swamp. Swamp using one of your favorite mons, Kev.
It is probably still the worst of the three starters, but we were maybe a little bit off by putting it in A tier. Because I hate it, but it is still.
It is really good,
yeah. But let's see what happened here. I don't know if you guys remember all the way back from week 1. But
yeah, I mean, we're recording this on the 10th, and then this week happened like
there's a whole year
ago.
It happened in this a whole year ago.
Oh my god, I hate this.
But
Driftwood gets off a tailwind, and basically Quaquavel gets a couple kills. Amarouge, dies. Indeed, he dies. Max, eat my ice spinner, gets rid of terrain with Dreadnought. Pelipper sets up Drizzle so that Swift Swim Beartic can go ham at the end. Not really go ham because he's there for killing off on at the end, but.
Swamp's been falling in love with this Driftblim and DD lead. It's been
yeah, tell me about it.
It's been kind of interesting because you pressure Tailwind, but you also pressure Trick Room, so it's kind of hard to cover for both options.
Yeah.
I guess Tailwind seems like you would think optimal because he's proccing his Unburden. But at the same time, he has a decent Trick Room core too, so it's you really have to be ready for both options. It's overall a pretty good team, I would say for sure. I think we said that coming in on team preview. It's been it was just a good draft, which we expected from Swamp, to be honest. He's been really familiar with the format. But Mac made it a close game. Mac's been doing pretty well himself.
We say close, but the last two games weren't close at all. I mean, last resort Leafeon just kind of.
I mean,
bit of an oversight.
It just didn't work.
Yeah, he didn't realize that he needed another move to click to click last resort. Yeah, one move last resort is not it, to say the least. But yeah. Had Mac had a little more time, Mac's been going through a lot of travel issues and stuff.
Yeah.
Had he maybe done a little more research into it, he would have been all right and could have given Swamp the work, but unfortunately his rain/sun core did not prevail.
No, unfortunately not. I mean, he won the first game, which is good. You still get a point, which in this league right now, the way things are shaking out and how many game 3s everyone's going to,
Points
you can't
matter.
lose. You just can't lose 0-2.
Yeah.
That's just what it's seeming like that needs to be the trend. If you're going to lose, just don't lose 0-2. You got to
it happens to the worst of the best of us. Sometimes you can't help it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can speak for yourself on that one. But, like, me and Wex, we don't lose 0-2.
Wex just loses. We can go on to the next game, which is your boy versus Phoenix. That is a UVA matchup. Moving across divisions. Let's see what happens here. Another 3-setter. Oh, this was Revival Blessing. I saw the score and I was like, I saw the score said 6-2 on the dock and I was like, huh? Wait, and then I just remembered this is where we all found out. Again, remember this was like 2 weeks. This was, as to quote Wex, this was last year. This is where we found out that Lepaberry Revival Blessing is a thing. I'm not a fan. I can confirm. I'm not a fan. It is a toxic strategy that is kind of busted. Toxic because it's so good. I hate to see it. You essentially get 6 mons if you get both off. It's just how do you beat 6 mons?
I don't know.
Not fair. Your resources are so limited by that point that it just it feels bad, man. It feels bad. I didn't really understand the synergy of your boys' team coming into it. Like the Ndidi Dragapult seems kind of, I don't know. I guess Dragapult in this format does need a little redirection support, because of how frail it is. It does outspeed things, but I would say Dragapult's issue is its physical moves, like Dragon Darts and or Phantom Force are kind of not the best options. And its special moves, which are arguably better, don't really go along with its only base 100 special attack. So something like Follow Me and DD, I guess, does make sense in that regard, where you can let Dragapult get more hits off. But the team with Revival, it doesn't need to kill things in one go like it did in Sword and Shield. If you could just bring it back to life, it's so toxic, so toxic.
Yeah, it's definitely hard.
And add on to that, the Zoroark shenanigans on this showdown were kind of buggy. It was kind of turn 1, he switched out Dragapult into Dragapult. So I don't really. I would say that the Zoroark was the lead, right? And then it switched out into the actual Dragapult.
Okay, sorry, wait. I had to go for 2 seconds. What game are we on now?
We're going over your boy versus Phoenix with the Revival Blessing.
Oh yeah. Can I just say I had left and just as I was walking out the door after muting myself, I heard Kev say, "Oh, winning's not for everyone, especially Wex." I was like, "Okay, screw you, screw you." I heard that. You little shit.
That was not the exact words I used, but I did say something similar to that. So that's fair.
Yeah. So screw you. But yeah. I already covered this game. If you did watch the top 10 or top 5 moments of the NDA in 2022, you would know exactly what happened in this game. Which means you watched it, right? You watched it, right?
Of course. I comment. I like and comment on every video.
You're the best.
I mean, I am a part of most of them, but
yeah, true.
But here's the thing. About this. Is even though he got the 2 Revival Blessings off, I mean, he still lost.
Yeah, he lost that. He lost the one game he did. Which is,
I mean, as I said, the way I said it was, so game 2 had Sunday, Lilligan, Torkoal. And then there was the whole thing with Revival Bless, or with the Sandaconda looking like it's poison, but the poison Terra type was actually the Zoroark.
Yeah, so it was so weird, right?
Because it's
the interaction with
Showdown doesn't show the Terra types after after a MON terrestrializes and then Zoroark gets revealed. It doesn't show the Terra types, so it says poison Sandaconda, then it turns into Zoroark. Doesn't say that's Terra poison. Then it goes the following game. He shows that's Terra Rock Sandaconda, and that kind of makes a whole lot more sense. But yeah, just it doesn't show the Terra type once Zoroark comes into play. It's kind of like
I think that what I was, other than like the Revival Blessing stuff, I think what I was most impressed with, which I guess is kind of standard, but not standard, but it's something I had never really thought about. A really cool way that he stopped Trick Room going up was just clicking Dragon Tail.
Yeah.
Like it has, I think it's, Dragon Tail normally is like the last move, but it's got like clicked in like on a turn, but obviously it has one higher priority stage. Like Trick Room's what, -6?
Yeah.
And Dragon Tail's -5. So that's just a really cool way to stop Trick Room. I had never really thought about that before. Really cool and niche way to do it, especially on a team like his that's pretty fast overall. Other than like it's, if you look at his team, you would say, oh, just run Imprison on Rabska, but that's just a move slot that he found a way to get around, which was really cool. And obviously, from a physical Dragapult, Dragon Tail still does really good damage. Yeah. So that's a really good call.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would, your boy returned to his final form from last season. Carried over from Sword
Demon.
Yeah, he was the top dog in our last season of Sword and Shield, and a very good performance and a really cool set. Week 1 was a good start off to the season. I'd argue this was the best game of the week.
Yeah, I mean it got top 2 moments on the NDA top 5 of the year because it was just a fucking insane set. I found it really entertaining, and a few other people did as well. So
I praised them.
Yeah,
I was there live watching it, and I made sure to praise both of them. That was really good.
And I remember you said in our chat, you were like, "Where is it? Somewhere here." You were like, "This game between your boy and Phoenix, game of the year," or something like that. I was like, "Yeah,
bro, it was crazy watching it live." Like in hindsight, like it was less crazy than I remember it, just because like it was just I didn't know about certain things.
Yeah.
Like the Lepaberry Revival Blessing was new to me then. Like that was crazy. So like I didn't even think about that.
It was so hype, like in the moment.
For sure.
All the little nuances was great as well. Yeah, great game. 2 good coaches. Again, a 2-1 even. 2-1s this week. It was a bit crazy.
Yeah, for sure. And that will bring us into our cross-platform game of week 1. I don't know if you planned on talking about all of them.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's kind of like it kind of means that it guarantees everyone's gonna have theirs like showcased.
Yeah. So this season, obviously, with the 2 divisions, and 9 people in each division, that leaves one team not playing someone from their own division each week. So we're like, hey, each week we'll have a featured cross-division match, and they're really cool. We're keeping tally of like the record between divisions, and I'm looking forward to see who comes up on top at the end of the season. So we're gonna try and feature those games the most on the podcast, just because something new, something really exciting. And week 1 was Germ versus Gummy. Let's see how it went on, because I don't really remember.
Well, I mean, it was Germ, putting up a good fight, but Gummy...
Yeah, Germ with the Strudel, dude. I love Germ so much. Germ with the Strudel.
The only problem is this Garchomp just gave so much problems. Like,
I mean, as it does.
If he had a Scarfed Sylveon, I think he wins game 3.
Scarfed Sylveon?
Yeah, Pixelate. Yeah. Because then he would have... I don't know.
I mean, like,
I feel like he would have had a better shot.
I mean, like, overall, like, Germ's games tend to have just someone in chat saying, "Oh no," and that was turn 1. Like, look at this. Like, I'm on a molly.
This was the first game. It was the first game of the season, and on turn 1, Gummy clicked Terra and did a ton of damage. Where he Terra Dark Toxicroak, which I think is definitely its best Terra type. So somewhat predictable, maybe, but like I don't know. Just turn 1 did so much damage into Palisand. Like it was just. I was like, oh no, it's not like this already.
And then Germ clicked Surf into Toxicroak sitting there as well. So less than ideal.
Yeah. Can we talk about just not even about the battle? How big Shroodle's face is on the screen, on the battle screen? It is absolutely massive. I love it. His Shroodle, if you played through the game, Shroodle is the tiniest little thing in the grass, and you could barely see it if it wasn't for its big green eyes. And it's sitting here next to the Alomomola, and it's giant. It's absolutely huge. It's absolutely massive, and I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. Shroodle's a very niche pick in C tier. Obviously, when your Sylveon and Palisand die, it's not really going to do anything offensively. But it's got some good, like obviously Prankster in C tier is good value, and it's got a big face like that. So I'm excited to see it the rest of this.
Mabosstiff is kind of similar. Mabosstiff, a lot of the new mons just don't have pictures, which is kind of funny, in my opinion. Like obviously the stars do. Stars have their sprites, but the majority of the other ones they're just kind of little 2D images, and they're kind of funny. Shroodle is by far the best, though. I agree.
Yeah, Shroodle's sick. Germ, despite like the tough turn 1, like brought it back to a 4-3 and even a set 2 dub. Germ had a good showing week 1 for sure, and it's really cool to see because he didn't even bring Meowscarada, like he didn't bring Noivern, like he didn't bring a lot of his like top tier stuff. I mean, Meowscarada is a tough bring when you see Talonflame, but you know, it's still like really good into a Gummy Sandcore. So like the fact that Germ played this well without bringing it is pretty impressive.
Yeah, Germ surprised a lot of people, especially me, with some of the stuff he's brought this year. Just in this game alone, like I'm loving Mabosstiff. I faced it in I think week 2 on our side of the division, but Mabosstiff was a big chunky. Oh no, I faced it this week, didn't I? It was this week. I faced it this week. We'll get into it a bit later, but let's just say that thing is so powerful. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, to be fair. I'm loving.
Yeah, it was something I definitely slept on. Coming into it, we didn't know how good Intimidate was, and it just was like I don't know, just like a standard dark type. Kind of just seemed like it was average, but it's definitely put in work for Draft League so far.
Yeah. I mean, they're not. That kind of pretty much wraps up week 1. Did we mention who won?
Yeah. Gummy with the dub. He won game 3. Germ with the terrifying Magnezone and the air balloon was like good for the earthquake spam, but then like the rock slide spam from Garchomp kind of whittled it down. Got some flinches. Yeah, that's what Garchomp does. As we will at the end of the podcast, we'll update you on what Garchomp does and how it's done. But yeah, Gummy with the 2-1 victory, and Uva goes up 1-0 in the cross-platform match.
Don't worry.
It didn't last long though, baby.
All
right, week 2. Oh, this is a fun matchup for week 2. Should we go into this one?
Well, yeah, it's yours, so.
Yay! So me versus Quartz. Is it bad that I don't even remember how this one went?
Battle of Aurora Vale. What do you mean?
True. Yeah, he brought his own Cryogonal, which was cool.
And Donald Dozerman, bro. Donald Dozerman.
He brought Big Bozo, which is not a San Diego regional champion. Bless up. We say a prayer. But I got the clutch freeze on turn 1 in game 1, and he set up his own Aurora Veil, which is pretty cool. It was a good bring by Quartz. I don't know. He didn't bring the Tatsugiri, which I thought was interesting. Just the Donald Dozerman, and it did pretty good on its own. Like it still like put in work. Like that's why these mods at the end of the day were S tier, right? Like they're so good together, which can't be argued. Like they're a top combo of Pokemon. But like individually, especially on a like coached by a person like Quartz who comes up with very creative sets, like they can be used individually as well, like really well. Like even when like they are together and the Bozo gets knocked out, like depending on your item on Tatsugiri, like it puts in crazy amount of work. Like you think your pain's over because you killed the big Bozo fish, and then Tatsugiri can like with Scarf or Sash or Citrus Berry, like it puts in a lot of work. So shout out Quartz for being bold enough to draft them and using them well. I'm expecting a lot of Terrafires against my team all year. I mean, I guess that's to be expected with the Hail core.
Hail? What's Hail?
But oh yeah, true. No such thing. The Snow core. Terrafire Dozo. I was like really prepping hard for Dozo, like what Terra type it was gonna be. I was actually like, it's hard to predict, right, without open team sheets. But I was actually trying to call it, like prepping different things for it. And Fire kind of caught me off guard. I thought maybe something else would run Fire. Like I obviously expected against my team, but I didn't expect it from Dozo, so that was a pretty good call. And Quartz's MVP low-key, it only got 1 kill, like next to like Dozo got all the kills, but MVP for Quartz low-key was the Choice Scarf Dedenne. That is definitely something you can't prep for. Dazzling Gleams kind of hit like a truck into my core, which was quite impressive. And like that's just the quartz factor, if you will. But yeah, it whittled me down. Annihilate he froze me back. And I lost game 1. And I was looking ropey after spoilers, I lost week 1. I got wrecked by Garganacl and Will. So that was
gonna be a problem all season, though.
Yeah,
that's gonna be rough.
I'm just
for
happy
everyone.
my battle with Garganacl's over. Oh.
Yeah, I'm happy I got it over with week 1 too. I can bounce back and work on it later. In hindsight, I should have just brought Final Gambit Annihilate. That does pretty well into it, I would say. But I actually don't know if
it does.
I'll do it. It does kill.
Annihilate has more HP. My Annihilate was EV'd, so it was the same HP as max HP. No, I think it was. Nice. What was it? I think it was like 1. I have it here. Wait, you can continue talking. I have it here somewhere.
All right. So we move on to game 2. I'm on the ropes after a tough loss. And the summation of the next 2 games is
Population Bomb go burr.
Mousehold Pop Bomb go burr.
Mousehold to move.
Okay.
The fact that tech. I think I don't know if I was technician or if I was friend guard. I forget honestly.
I think you're a technician with wide lens.
I mean, I think I was definitely wide lens. I don't know. I might have been friend guard for beat up strats, but I don't exactly remember. But yeah, he ran Trick Room this round with Bronzong, and I was kind of okay with that. I was able to stall it a little bit. I took out the Dozerman he switched in Dozo on Pop Bomb, and I took it out with Annihilate. And I just kind of stalled a little bit. His Dugtrio died to 1 Drain Punch and didn't do much back to my Annihilate. And yeah, after I took out Dozo on the switch in and Dugtrio, he didn't really have much offensively going for him. I was kind of surprised he went away from the Dedenne, and I kind of just cleaned up what was in the back. But yeah, wait, did Dozo not even switch in? Am I tripping? I thought it did switch in. Oh yeah. Okay. And I 4-0'd him the next game. Like Trick Room didn't really work out for him, so like I knew game 3 he would go back to the Dene, and I almost didn't bring. I feel like I was like really debating not bringing Annihilate because I knew it was gonna be the Dene, which he led. And thankfully, I don't know how bad it would have put me in the spot, but Quartz, I remember him saying game 3 he meant to Terra Ghost Vivillon, which would have been a crazy like save for like game 3. Like I would have got totally, the momentum would have totally went in Quartz's favor, but he apparently clicked Terra on both Pokemon and didn't get a Terra off, and I was able to pop bomb the Vivillon for a kill. So I would have been in an okay position, but not like a great position for the next turn. Only because I also got crit by Dazzling Gleam on Mouse Hold. Like, it just would not have been a good turn 1, but thankfully he did not Terra. I get rid of the Vivillon. I could Spore the Dene the following turn with Fungus, who was really good as a D-Gleam switch in. Like, I knew I needed Fungus to deal with the Dene. And Population Bomb, go Burr. But Annihilate put in a lot of work too offensively. Like, they both kind of shared the kills, but I guess Population Bomb, just because it's a new gimmick, new crazy move, kind of stole the show. But thankfully we got back on the win column, and I've talked about it, so we can move on to the other games.
All right, well, I guess we move on to my game then.
Are you next?
I believe
so.
so.
Oh no, actually, is he?
Nice.
No.
You're not next. We're gonna talk about
Can we talk about me next though?
No, you're the cross division match. You go last.
Oh,
Bro,
fine.
We talk about the battle of the Doc Bros and the Unite Bros of Ryder versus Ballhawk of the UVA Academy.
Yeah, it's a game that I actually didn't end up watching, I think.
I don't think I watched either. I want to see what did Ballhawk do week 1.
I've watched every single game this season.
That's respect. Yeah, who would have thought Justin doing the most admin work this season? Proved it.
I'm going off.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
People want to say I'm the one that they can't get in touch with. Well, guess what? I'm here.
I did.
I don't know. If somebody probably.
Someone has definitely.
I did preseason.
Oh yeah, we're not discrediting anyone's work other than Justin's work in Sword and Shield.
Justin, just for a bit of background, it is the 10th of January.
I get it.
And before this, Justin just faced AI Sada. So props to Justin. I'm so proud.
Yeah, well, it was easy. I just one shot everything.
Yeah, but it took you over a month to get to enter. We move on to Ryder versus Ballhawk. Like I said, Unite Bros, the king of working docks, and both 0-1 coming into this week. And I definitely don't know if I watched this, so let's see how it went. I know Ryder's been like trying to get a hold of this format. It's not exactly in prime Chihuahua Ryder form yet.
Just wait for season 2
how I
when
feel
we
as well.
come back,
All right.
Yeah, in the other division.
I was gonna say it's toxic, but it's just true. It seems like the majority of the first set was Ndidi, by the looks of it, just clicking everything. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, the Trick Room really helped him out, helped Ballhawk out there. He was able to get the game after a bit of a blunder on Ryder's part, taking out his own Goldango with Boom Burst. Not ideal. I think in that scenario, if he would have just not have done that, he might have just taken it 2-0. But like the whole set 2-0. But he accidentally kills Goldango with the Boom Burst from Noivern, and that causes him to lose game 1. And yeah, I mean,
oh my god.
Game 2
It's
was
like it did so much damage to a Crabominable.
wow.
I did not expect that.
yeah.
Holy hell.
Game 2 was Goldango and Crabominable just going off, having a really, really good time. Really not much else to say other than that. I mean, you get a nasty plot up with the Goldango. It's just going to pump out a bunch of damage.
Yeah.
Goldango
Make it rain, go
Goldango
bird.
plus 2 Shadow Ball just
Oh.
destroys Admiration Game 2. Holy shit.
And then Game 3, just a lot of Spore, a lot of sleepy time, a lot of nighty-night, you know what I mean? So, really not much Ryder could do in that situation. Maybe a Terra Grass, but you have a Armarouge on the playing field, so you really can't do that unless you want to die. It's just hard. It's a hard matchup. And the Toad Scroll definitely came up clutch Game 3 for Ballhawk. But yeah.
I think Game 1, Ryder really underestimated how much Make It Rain does, especially after a nasty plot. Like, there was just no need to Boom Burst at all. I mean, I guess he predicted the Lucario to target down the Goldango. I guess that's probably what you call there. So, like, you click both spread moves just in case. Because he had just protected with the Goldango, so it's like a free target almost, and like you just expect it to go down that turn, I guess. So you click both Make It Rain and Boom Burst, but yeah, it's just unfortunate. He totally could have just caught a dub had he not clicked both spread moves, so it just feels bad. But yeah, tough one. Ryder falls to 0-2. Scenes I don't think we've said before. Has Ryder ever fallen 0-2?
I don't know about 0-2, but he has been lower in the standings before, so.
Very
I don't know if
rare.
it's starting off 0-2.
Yeah, very rare scenes for Ryder.
Yeah.
Hey man, the new format's tough. Like we stated when we started the podcast, especially in draft, dude. It's hard to get used to.
It's
Especially
definitely, it really isn't easy.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to Dynamax. That's the only thing I've ever known. So people who have like knowledge of the game beforehand are definitely going to have a bit of a leg up in trying to get adjusted, especially because I haven't played, like you just said, Wex, I just beat AI fucking bitch. I don't know her name.
Sada,
dude. Yeah, so I just beat her, and I have to challenge all the gyms again for some reason. I don't know. I just want the shiny charm so I can start, collecting shit. But anyway, I don't even know. How do you even? Is it all through picnics for like eggs and?
Yeah, but you don't do eggs. Don't do eggs. It's not fun. The only Pokemon worth shiny hunting over eggs are the starters, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay. Anyway, but that wraps up Ryder's matchup.
And now we get to talk about our cross division matchup, baby.
So it's actually me this week, or last week, or 2 weeks ago. It's been a while. Yeah, so like 2 weeks ago, I was going against Jayster.
And we can name this what the movie, Justin?
I fucking hate the fucking reference to the movie, but it is clearly the movie, or at least the TV show. Game one, it didn't make an appearance. It was more of a cameo, like the big boss reveal at the end of the first season. But game one, it didn't show. I tried to, I just didn't expect the body press from Hypno. That really threw me for a loop. I kind of expected the mental herb, but I was going to be like, whatever. We'll see what happens. Metacham's at -2 attack. Body press does 51%. That had to be a calc. I was not happy with that. And it kind of, because I was expecting nothing really from Hypno in terms of that. So seeing that really threw me for a loop. And I just end up losing. I mean, there's not really much to really dive into too much in game one, other than if maybe I protect with Bramblegast when Staraptor's on the field, where Staraptor protects instead of eating, I think it was an Ice Punch, and losing all of my health with the Bramblegast after the Phantom Force. if I just protect in that situation, then maybe I'm in a better spot. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't in the best of spots to do anything there. So
I feel like Terra Electric Hydreigon is like something that no one's talked about at all. Only because it doesn't resist anything that Hydreigon's normally weak to, but like obviously with Levitate, it's just weak to nothing either, you know? So it's a very, very niche spring. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, no one expected Body Press Hypno. That was just good prep. Shout out.
Yeah, that was really good prep. Then we get into game 2. And now, I'll be honest.
I'll be honest with you, man.
I'm deflated. I know I can't one-shot Hypno. You know, I tried a Brave Bird into him. Didn't work. I tried a Draco Meteor into him. Didn't work. I can't one-shot this thing. It's not happening. So I just have to accept.
Can we talk about your nickname real quick on Staraptor? What is that?
Oh, it's like the kamikaze guys. I go like, you know what I mean? Like,
because Final Gambit, that's pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't even have it on there.
Oh, you just read the nickname anyway.
Yeah. And then obviously I named Glalie the fun button because, well, I really had nothing else. This was kind of my trick up my sleeve, and if it didn't work, I would have just shrugged my shoulder and moved on to the next week. But I mean, surprisingly enough, it actually started working. So it's in Trick Room. I'm able to set up the substitute, which is beautiful. And I get like the defense boosts too, to like avoid too much damage from body press. And the protect substitute. Yeah, the protect substitute really saved me so many times, but it was so good. And then I mean, just getting the right boosts at the right time really helped me out. Funny enough, I decided to sack the Hydreigon just so I can keep the Glalie alive, because that's how in the mud I was. Like, I figured in the back it was probably a Moongus again, so I knew I'd be able to one-shot it, or at least I thought I did before it Terra Watered. But yeah, I kind of just stalled out this game a little bit to get what I needed to get to be able to win. The speed boosts and the speed like losses were so clutch in this matchup. To be able to outspeed or, you know, be lower speed in Trick Room. But I ended up winning game 2 with some very, very, very beneficial boosts. And then game 3, I lead. So this was kind of just a read on my part. I lead Glalie, and I know he's going to double into it. So I have Brambleghast in the back. So I switch out the Glalie for Brambleghast. He doubles into it too, fighting a fake out and a body press. And it allows me to nuke Metacham. So I get that off the field right away. And it puts me in a really, really good spot. But, I mean, outside of that, I still can't stop Hypno from setting up Trick Room. And then I kind of just let Brambleghast die there, which felt really bad, but I thought I was faster, and turns out I wasn't. And that now it's just Glalie. I just have to cross my fingers and pray. I get the speed drop, and the funny thing is, and I think I told Kevin this.
I'm sorry, I just want to interrupt real quick because I just finished game 2.
Yeah.
The fact that you got a +2 speed and then +2 attack is so busted. That's so lucky, dude. Like Moody, I've seen Moody, like, obviously it works like that sometimes where it's cracked, but Moody could also absolutely screw you. Like, you could have got a special defense drop and a speed drop, like with your boosts. Like, you could have absolutely got screwed. And rather than that, it just absolutely favored you so well.
It's nice, yeah.
That's absolutely crazy.
No, that's the whole thing with Moody. It's a roll of the dice, and I got the dice every single time. I got the double 6s. But the funny thing is, with my speed, the way that I was running it, I don't know if he thought he was slower or what was going on there, but Hypno at the slowest it can go, 64, would have been slower than the speed that I was running, even after a speed drop with Glalie. I would have been at 65. So he would have been slower than me. He probably might have one-shot me with a body press, or at least taken me out of substitute range after I'd press protect. Luckily for me, though, doesn't seem like that was the case because I was indeed slower. So I was able to get the substitute off.
Yeah, you got the speed drop. That's so crazy, dude.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I loved it. Got the speed drop, and then, yeah, I just sit there and I click protect again, and I know I'm very, very set to stall out this trick room in total. So I'm just enjoying life at this point and just seeing how many boosts I can collect.
Jaster was like, "This Glalie is insane." He's like, "Yes and no." Like it was just insanely lucky, low key. But this is what Glalie can do, man. Moody is
it's
one
just
of those abilities.
It's the whole thing of like the
just
longer
flip
that's
me.
out, just by like law of averages and shit. Like it's bound to be like up, if you get me. Like it won't be in the negatives just because of how long it's out.
I just want to put this into perspective. Where is it? After turn 8, I think Hydreigon died, right? Right? Yeah, it died to its own life orb after turn 8. And the game didn't end. So once Hydreigon died, it was a 2v1. The game didn't end until turn 26. Justin was max defense, almost max attack, and almost max special attack. And his speed just kept dropping, but it just did not matter. That was absolutely insane.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do to get a win, and it turns out now that's the only win I have. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna be
Poor
proud of it.
Jaster, dude. He said, "This is cancer, pure cancer." Oh man.
Yeah. So again, I don't know why I was clicking Iron Head into Vaporeon when I could have just clicked the stab Ice Spinner, which would have been stronger. But alas, we still win, so it works out.
You were just PP. You were just you could have went to a PP stall. You were just stalling your lower priority moves. You'd have your stronger moves later. That's all right.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
But yeah, that was my game. That's the only one I have after 3 weeks. So pretty cool, I guess. Moving on to week 3 now, though. We have Tiger versus Mao. Going to be one of the games that we want to talk about here.
Where is... I'm all out of sorts. Week 3. Oh, wait, I can just do it from the dock. God damn it.
Yeah, you could.
What the hell is this team name? Wait, why am I tripping?
You alright?
No. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we got the... Oh, this was a really cool... I did kind of catch this while I was in San Diego. I saw a little bit of it.
Rotom Fan the movie.
Yeah, but don't forget the Pachi, alright? The Pachi difference, the world champ difference. Volt Absorb, Discharge. Who would have thought? Goes Burr. And Terra Dark to hit all of his... So, I would say Mal's team has a rather large Dark weakness, with his best mons being Goldengo, Dragapult, and Espathra. That's pretty large. I mean, he does have the Tink. So, Tinkaton has very good Spidef, can switch in on multiple Dark moves. But that was a very niche bring. I thought that was pretty good. The Nuzzle strats, Redirection strats, Volt Absorb.
Discharge into Volt Absorb? Oh, man.
Yeah, very cool. Very, very cool.
Very good synergy on his end.
The Terra. I really question the Terra Water. I think he forgot to change his Terra types from the week before, he said. But, like, even so, I question clicking it in front of 2 electric types. That's interesting. Interesting decision.
Yeah, I mean, but if that's the case, and you know that the Rotom Fan could just easily just hit you with a dark move, then it's like, well, it doesn't really matter, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. I guess it was to just dodge the dark move on that turn, but then like he could.
Yeah, at that point, I just think it was kind of like a throw in the towel. Like, this is my only hope.
Yeah.
Make it rain, please, or something.
It looked like he might have been Specs because he had to switch out and come back in to click Discharge. And he was able to do so next to Garchomp as well, which was really cool. shout out to Cloister for living a discharge too. That's pretty impressive considering it has like 20 SPIDOPS. I don't know what he was running, but that's kind of impressive. Maybe it was AV. I don't know.
AV Cloister. That's fun.
I mean, it lived a discharge, man. That's impressive considering it has the worst SPIDOPS I've ever seen. But yeah, next to Volt Absorb and Garchomp next to this Rotom, I think that was like the perfect bring. Like the prep was really, really good. I kind of wish Mao had a better Terra type on like Goldengo. I kind of felt bad, but I mean, I think he just like it is something new that like I knew at least once this season, like someone was going to forget to change their Terra type. Like it's such a niche little button you have to click now on Showdown that for 6 seasons in Sword and Shield, you've never had to really even touch. Like if you didn't care about like what gender, if it was shiny or anything, like you never had to even touch that page on Showdown. But now you have to go there to click your Terra type change. So like I knew it would happen this season. So
Well, listen, for me, clicking buttons is pretty easy. So that's really, for me, it's not that hard. But
that's fair. Not everyone clicks the buttons.
no one clicks them as good as I do, you know?
I don't know. Will and Lex would like to challenge you for best button. Oh, no, you were voted best button clicker, to be fair, by NDA. So
Best button clicker A, and B, 2-time best button clicker. Don't forget the 2-time.
The 2-time. Did you? Well, you didn't win last season with Supreme button clicker, but you had like B-Tech button clicker in Meow Meow.
I don't think that was B-Tech, bro.
I mean, it's no
I think that was
Whimsicott. It's no Whimsicott. Let's be honest.
It isn't a Whimsicott, but I still get a T-Wave, so I get speed control.
True.
But I guess now we can get on to Wex versus Riolu. I
Wex-
think this one happened fairly recently.
Should we skip it if Wex isn't here to talk about it?
Oh my
Yeah,
my
maybe,
god!
maybe that is. Oh, so now we want to
back
stop.
from last like
He's
10 minutes. I was wondering
here.
why no one was talking to me. I literally. Do you know what? I
You're
said
so
be right
dumb,
back at
Well, good.
4:36. It is now 42. I've been talking for like the last 5 minutes. Like I came back pretty much straight away.
So well, it's a good thing we just like talked over
I guess
you.
I should
That's
not
fine.
talk then. What these guys? I'm like, alright, let's see how it is.
That's funny. Yeah, you said okay back, and you were just muted the whole time, so I just thought like you weren't back, and I was like, okay. All right, well, you can talk over us all you want on your game.
Coming in this week, 0-2.
Yeah, so I mean, look at the Wex.
I'm gonna leave.
All right, how'd it go?
Oh,
You're 0-2 coming into this,
Yeah,
Wex,
0-2
and Riolu's 2-0.
Riolu 2-0. I've gotten 2 2-1 losses. So you know, not been the worst start, but also not the best start. Riolu hadn't brought in Garg for the other 2 games, and I was like, you know what, he might not bring it, but I'm gonna prep heavy for it because, well, not heavy. I was like, I'm gonna prep for it in some way, and yeah, well, he brought it. Shock. But the main thing I was actually like looking at in this was the Floatzel and Pelipper. Like that was like my main thing I wanted to try and encounter, and then as well Intimidate on my boss diff. So like turn 1, it's looking good. I mean, I have Murkrow and Annihilate who has Defiant into the Spiritomb, a boss diff, and I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm +1. Now the only thing I was kind of worried about was like well, what he ended up doing being Terra typing into maybe Ghost, seeing the final Gambit come in, and then that's why I went for Brick Break turn 1, because I was like, look, I don't like if he stays in, I get some damage off. If not, it's not the end of the world. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna just click Brick Break, not reveal that I finally Gambit, even though it's probably implied. I get to see what he Terra types into, everything else, whatever. But then he Terra Fairies and Play Rough just kills Whimsicott after a Tailwind, so fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I had the Gambit there to kill, but again, didn't want to really click Gambit, Garganicle in the back, potentially. So I was like, whatever. And then I get burned, so life is looking fantastic right now. I Brick Break the second turn when, realistically, I should have finally Gambited. To be fair. But yeah. Game 1 wasn't that great, being the whole burn, and then he burns again, then he burns again, then he gets Hex, and I show off my nice like little Terra Electric Terra Blast Pelipper, or Terra Electric Brambleghast into the Pelipper. Electric doing a couple of things, so potentially stopping the Floatzel, the Pelipper, potentially stopping a T-Wave coming off from Klefki, potentially stopping Flying type Garganical, which is what I kind of thought might be coming. Instead of Grass, I don't know, I just thought Flying had a good type into me. It stopped Mudsdale, it stopped Brambleghast, it stopped a couple of things, it stopped Annihilate. So I thought Flying was a decent type into me, so I thought he might go Flying Garganical, but he didn't even Fairy. But yeah, overall, it was an okay game 1. He used Hurricane into me twice, for some reason, but still managed to win, so, I mean, there's that. But yeah, overall, like, Floatzel in the rain is just too difficult for me to stop game 1. Even with +2 defense, and the Floatzel just kills everything, I won't lie. So, he ended up winning game 1 pretty convincingly with Floatzel in the back. It's just too powerful.
I would say Floatzel would like still be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Give it Wave Crash. Like Wave
Crash is stupidly so powerful. Like, I don't know. Did a lot to me. Game 2. Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say that was just a signature ability move for the what's it called?
Yeah.
The Basculin evolution, right? Basculegion, and then they added it and wide distributed it in this game, and it's like the reason why things like Palafin are like even more broken. Like,
yeah, I mean,
broken move.
Game 2, I was like, I had to switch something up, so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna bring out the big guns, bring out the Wigglytuff. And it did actually work. It's Klefki and Fairy type Garganical. I still can't pronounce properly. Garganical, yeah. Final Gambit just kills it. So
yeah,
by me. And then decided to Flamethrower into the Klefki, getting it pretty low. Now, after a while, it turns out that Pelipper is still there. So that's depressing. But then, cheeky little sunny day from Murkrow. Setting up the sun, meaning that Floatzel's just pretty much a sitting duck. It's not really a duck, it's a fucking otter. But big live from Wigglytuff, keeps it in, gets a Felplay and a D-Gleam off, or a Felplay off even, not a D-Gleam. After a while though, Terra Electric, Brambleghast comes in, gets a Shadow Sneak kill. And overall, Brambleghast does what Brambleghast does. And yeah, plus
I'm pretty impressed. I knew the synergy would be good with your team.
It is the only mon that's doing good. And probably spoilers by the time this comes out. I'm making transactions, and I would not thought at this point of the season, Brambleghast would be my leading kill, or my kill leader, I should say. At this stage, I thought that stuff like Mudsdale or Dragality would be a lot better. But no. It's my B tier Brambleghast. He's got 3 kills, or he's gotten 3 different Terra type kills with Terra Blast, and I think Terra Blast is kind of carrying Brambleghast, to be honest, with Ice, Electric, and whatever it was last week. I can't even remember.
As to be expected, because it's so widely distributed and it's so versatile. Terra Blast is leading.
All I'm saying right, it was my prediction.
No shock.
Because of how wet it is.
Yeah. It is beating Earthquake by 1, if I'm not mistaken.
By the way. Earthquake is only learned by a handful of fucking mons, and it's just Garchomp clicking Earthquake.
Yeah. Earthquake and Heatwave. Heatwave has a lot. They're tied at 18. But yeah, Terra Blast being so widely distributed, you knew like it's gonna like probably pick up at least maybe 1 kill every set.
But
but Brambleghast is carrying. It definitely needs the coverage, right? Like it's really good offensively, but like it doesn't get a wide range of good moves on.
And then game 3, we had the Wigglytuff Annihilate again. Now, Wigglytuff was clutch for me.
Wigglytuff.
I thought honestly that Pelipper would die to a Thunder Punch, or at least, well, it was Sash, so it wouldn't have died, but I thought it might be decently dead. It did end up dying at the end of the turn anyway, because of the T-Gleam, but even well burned, I realized that Floatzel in the rain was a problem, and at this stage, I thought that he was going to wave crash my Annihilate and kill it, but he didn't, so I got a Gambit off on it, thank God. Otherwise, I genuinely I couldn't have killed the Floatzel if he targeted Annihilate. That was a loss straight away like that. Just because I had Brambleghast and Murkrow in the back, I don't think I could have killed Floatzel. I maybe set up Sunny Day, but I think the end game is the same. I had Brambleghast, Murkrow teaming up against Fairy type Garganacl, and in that scenario, there's nothing I can do.
Now, Lex, think about this. Think about how different this game goes.
Hey.
You had a Palmot.
We're saving that for transactions tab, all right? I'm praying that's not gone by the time this podcast's over. Well, I've seen
the odds of that are very low.
But yeah, it ends up being Brambleghast versus Murkrow in the end. I set up a Tailwind, get myself an attack boost, but I just realized that there's no way I can do it. Deal 17%, a Seed Bomb. Garganic. Yeah. The only reason I didn't Terra there into Electric was because I wasn't sure if he had like an Earthquake or Earth Power, or I don't even know what Ground moves Garganacl gets, but if I had a Ground move on it and I Terra type, it's bad. Plus, if he doesn't Terra there, even though pretty obviously was going to Terra, if he didn't Terra there, Seed Bomb kills, or not kills, but does a shitload more. Yeah, I realized that the only way I could maybe win was by getting a crit after maybe hazing away his defense boost or something. I don't know. It was looking like there was a small chance I might be able to get one or two things off if I get another crit, but then he clicks recover and wins. Pretty much. Yeah, it feels bad. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It feels very bad. Garg is a hard mon. Like, you had to use your final Gambit to deal with the Floatzel, unfortunately.
At that point, I had to
you
hope
had
them
nothing
boss
for
was
Garg.
in the back.
It just feels bad.
That's the only win con there. Boss in the back and I win.
Sure.
Garg was there, I lost, and it was Garg. So, not much I could really do there. Great bet by Riolu, and yeah.
Riolu moved to 3-0, and the Linster Leafeon.
If anyone remembers last time, I went 0-3. I don't know what's coming next, and I'm making transactions earlier this season than I did that year, so scared.
The redemption arc begins now.
Okay, I was gonna take it easy on you guys for the first few weeks of the year, whatever. But it looks like I have to unleash my full power next week. So, well, actually, no. Since now it's already Tuesday, my transactions won't go through until next week. But yeah. All I'm just saying is, y'all better be scared. How long have we talked for? It's been 57 minutes.
A decent bit.
Almost done.
Yeah, not bad. We're almost done here. We would like to talk about our matchup for week 3 that is cross-platform. However, like we said, this season's been a bit crazy.
The timing that we put it on over Christmas and New Year's period, it's been a bit wild. So.
Yeah, not the ideal start.
It's
releasing
a new game, so it can happen.
The hype was real, and we want. Yeah, the hype was real. All the work was done. There was no reason to since we had all the work done. There was no reason to delay it past holiday. That would have just been a tease. We didn't want to put anyone through.
It could be if we only started say this week coming, a long fucking wait. So yeah, but yeah.
But yeah, Griffin is in Australia, so that is the exact opposite time of EST where our friend Will. So
yeah, this thing
is, and they have not played their cross-platform match yet. We will wait and see. It's gonna be a good one. I normally like to stay biased, but as we have something to cheer for now, go Naranja.
This is a very
but and it's actually tough because do I want people in my division to do well, I don't know, but do I want Naranja to beat Uva? Absolutely. But
all I'm gonna say is
I don't
Will
know.
has Garganacl, so I'm rooting against Will just because of that.
Will has Garg, but Griffin
the
has Palafin
equivalent
and
of-
Meowscarada. So Will's Terra
Will's
type is gonna be big.
What's good against both of them? Grass? Freaking grass. Grass
Dragon?
looks really good. I'm looking
Grass,
at
yeah.
the rest of Griff's team. Grass looks really good. just saying that. Yeah.
You gotta
But,
just deal with Kilowattrel, but
yeah.
Salkir,
Looking at
Stalgober.
It's a bit of a two-sided coin because I want to go for Uva because Uva supremacy, but Will. Yeah, I do.
But you gotta fight to stay in the division. So
Well, actually,
you need-
the division's
you
only
might
care about
need
overall
Griffin to
record, so,
lose.
I mean, you know.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can only control your games, right? So, like, I mean, obviously, towards the end of the season, like, you kind of need things to go your way. But, I don't know.
All I'm gonna say is that I'm the only one on this podcast that's in the playoffs at this point. Y'all two trash aren't even in the playoffs. So
that record says what? That record says 1 and 2.
If he wins,
I still haven't played week 3 yet, so let's settle down over there.
Wait, points I have? Look at the points. Thank you.
Yeah, if I win, then I go above you in points.
I had 3 points in 3 games.
That's true.
Like, fuck's sake. Oh, dude. Oh, I do as well.
You also have a better KD than I do.
Oh, so much pain.
God damn it, Lex.
But actually, I do.
You just gotta stop throwing.
Yeah. So,
like for example, like a small throw that you had. I mean, I don't think it would have mattered in the long run because
Look at my KD. Look at
But a small thing that you did that maybe could have been more optimal, right? As Rooster would have said. What would have been more optimal is instead of going for the straight ahead and going for a tailwind, getting the attack boost while Garganacl sitting across with a +2 defense boost. You just haze the first turn, seed bomb, and then go for the tailwind, seed bomb again with the attack boost. So that way Garganacl's not at, +2. So you'd hit it with that, what was like 24 to 27% that you did. And then with the +1, you would have done like 30 to something. And then if he doesn't click recover, right? If he clicks an attacking move to finish off Murkrow, well, guess what? Now you might get a chance to win, especially if you crit.
I think at that stage I was more so just like, I think I've lost, so I just started clicking buttons. I won't even lie, I thought I'd lost already.
Yeah, Garganacl's scary, but
you guys are prone to clicking buttons.
I feel like after that we can. Yeah, there's some things we can go over in week 4. I don't know what games we're gonna cover.
I think we should just flash to maybe the current standing.
Can I just say one thing?
After 3
Gummy,
weeks.
I know you're probably listening to this. What the fuck have you been doing this season? Who is this man that we are seeing?
Gummy's cracked out of his mind, bro. Dude, Gummy top cut a grassroots tournament. He is 4-0. I mean, the spoilers for week 4. He's 4-0.
Someone in the bottom of the leaderboard like me. Gummy beat second place Riolu. Riolu was 3-0.
It was against Riolu.
Yeah, it was 3-0 versus 3-0, and Gummy 2-0'd his ass. That's crazy, dude. Gummy's built different. Who needs Root? Gummy don't need the Rooster prep anymore. Rooster is gone. He's doing his own things. Gummy's just built different this year.
Leading the leaderboard with 19. 12 of those are from Earthquake. Can I just say, like, right? So when this was me at top of the kill leaderboard by that much, I was getting all the he just clicks buttons. Gummy's clicking buttons, and he's doing it better than a lot of other people. Like, this is insane. What is going off in my...
the usual end to the podcast.
I was just talking.
Justin
and I'm not
had a
sure
lot
if
of
the podcast
cheese
can hear,
last night,
but,
apparently.
in my ears, there's a lot of Discord notifications. I was like, "What is going on?" And it's just a long string of.
Everyone say bye to Justin.
He's muted.
I think he left. Yeah,
So
the usual Justin way of ending the podcast is him.
I think we can just outro
rushing
it
to the
because
bathroom.
I was gonna. Just.
Yeah, we don't need just an outro, bro. Don't matter.
Actually, it's been so long since I've done this. I cannot remember. Oh wait, I can just. I was thinking, how do I even stop the recording on this? I just completely forgot. There's just a button.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I know.
It hasn't been that long. You've been filming solo episodes. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, this is the live look at the standings. Your South Jersey Swoobats I promise will rise from 7. That's a little. Look at that. Look at my KD.
I mean, a win.
Look at it. From 7. I have the third highest KD, and that's after the top, the number ones in each division.
I mean,
that's
if I was in your
crazy.
division, I'd have the second most skills, but that's
actually
mainly because I've played a lot of games. Yeah, I feel like. Yeah, I'm just.
There's 27 deaths though. God.
I mean, right. I mean.
I have the.
Looking at
I've only played
Justin
2
has
games,
30
same
deaths.
as Will, but we have the least amount of deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels. Is that the most? Damn, Justin sucks, dude. That's crazy.
So we have in the Narana Academy, we have Swamp and Boston Red Sox. 1 second.
Bye, Sam. The /Wex. Oh, I just announced his real name to everyone. I can cover it. So basically, if we're looking, if Wex edited the podcast properly, we can see the divisions where the top 2 have buys for the next round. Obviously, we have a long way to playoffs, but that's how it looks right now. And then the live playoff race as well. Hopefully, I'm just gonna make you guys do a lot of editing. Love you, Wex. Live playoff race chart as well has the next I guess it's 8 coaches, yeah, that would battle it out. So currently that's how we're looking. It's got more games to go. This, like we said, the scheduling's been crazy. Still 3 games to play in week 3, and Gummy's already played week 4, so it's like it's a little all over the place. But yeah, with people traveling, like I just got back from San Diego for the regionals. We got people in Australia. It's all over the place.
Maybe it's not going to go to Liverpool. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah, it's a bit wild. You guys can do your battle in person.
That's
do you play each other?
Sadly.
Oh no, that's cross conference. I'm tripping. Never mind. I'm tripping. But yeah, that's kind of where the league's been. I'm glad. I'm going to mention it now, but I'm glad we didn't talk about SPIDOPS at all. Very happy. No, nothing happened. It's a terrible line. Nothing happened. We can outro.
Week 2 was it?
No, we're not doing it, Lex. I only brought it up because we didn't do it. We're not doing it.
Thank you guys so much for listening to the NDA podcast. See you guys next week when we're coming back with week 4 and hopefully week 3 is all finished up. Make sure you guys get your games in if you know you have other travel plans. And go me against Mao, guys. That's what we're rooting for. No SPIDOPS.
Okay, so now I've muted them both. So this is fantastic. I get to do whatever I want. Yeah, this is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship. So, rigged. It's not rigged.
Get out of here,
so
bro. I'm back.
You see SPIDOPS getting a kill in on which MON was it? Was it Earthworm? I think it was Earthworm. I just double check. In week 2, it was. Oh my god, what in the rock slide is happening here? And he flinched. It was Kevin the SPIDOPS as well, not just any other SPIDOPS. It was Kevin the SPIDOPS. Anyway.
Lex, I'm gonna kill you. Stop talking about SPIDOPS.
Kevin the SPIDOPS gets a kill with Sucker Punch. What a great name on Earthworm in week 2 against Will. Fantastic. But yeah, that is. Screw you, Kev. that is all. Thank you guys for watching the podcast.
We can play these games. Like we can play.
Okay,
these
Justin's
games.
back now. Where'd you go, Justin? I saw that. Yeah.
Fuck. Don't look at general.
But yeah, back in the end of the podcast. Yeah, Justin, you're back from your excursion.
Absolute shambles. End of the podcast.
It was how do I put this? A lot of air.
Yeah. All right. On that note, I'll be getting out of here. Deafen me again.
There was a little bit of liquid, but yeah. Right. So thank you guys so much for listening. It's been Gron, K Millie, and Wex, and we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully,
yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
If you don't come back after that, I don't blame you.
Thank God that's over.
Bye.
Thank God.
All right. Take care.